everyone.
Hello.
As promised, the questions about men's health can be answered finally. So, let me briefly touch on what I was feeling as a girl when I was running out of hormones. Um, I had pretty steep symptoms. I was very sweaty all day at work. I would sweat and sweat and sweat like I was working out. I was pretty moody. Mostly my moods, as I told you guys before, was pissed. Completely mad all the time. I wasn't sleeping the best. I don't think it's the worst of some stories I've heard, women in my age category sleeping 3 or 4 hours is like a great thing. I probably slept 5, 6, which everyone should be sleeping 8 hours unconditionally. That is what the brain needs to heal our bodies every single night. Um, my skin changes were minimal, but I did get much drier in menopause without hormone support. And I also changed vaginally, much drier, much more tearing. Um, and all those symptoms just melted away as I replaced my hormones and brought them back to their natural levels. And remember, age doesn't have a hormone number assigned with it. So your hormones are supposed to be the same as when you're 20, as when you're 50. Why? Because of our toxic exposure. So we lose our hormones quicker and faster, and we age harder and more seriously. So to kind of slow all that process down, it's very important to replace our hormones. So I thought it was really important to bring Tim on and ask him some questions about how does a guy feel when they're running out of hormones. We've talked about it. It made sense when we talked about it, the things that he said, but I thought it was really important that he come on here and say it. So, first question: did you know what was happening to you?
No, no idea.
Yeah, I don't think I did either. I didn't know what I know now when we were running out of hormones. Did you feel like it was harder to control your moods?
Yeah, I think it was a lot harder. I kept wondering why I was always getting angry all the time and moody and
So we were both pissed
yeah, pretty much.
all the time. Yeah, I mean, anything could make us pissed without hormones, without that support. Um, and did you get sweaty? I don't think I ever
No,
asked you that. I didn't think so. That's one thing they don't
more
do.
energy and mood.
No energy,
No, more mood swings and loss of energy.
loss of energy. You were sleeping better than me or worse?
Mm, I don't ever feel, well, now I feel much better, but before it didn't seem like I felt like I slept that well at all, to be honest.
Hmm. I was wondering. I
Wake up a
mean,
lot, roll over and
yeah,
go back to sleep.
yeah. It's very important for guys to sleep just as much as women. Um, did you have? I mean, I know the answer to this, but did you think about sex or have the same kind of drive?
No,
I,
honestly, no.
I didn't either. I didn't think about it that much.
I think a lot of it depends on um, hormone levels, but I think with the way life gets so busy as you get older, it made it easier to not think about it because you're just busy doing everyday life. So,
Right, I agree. We do have busy days, long days. Um, by the time we get to bed, I mean, it is a normal time. We're not the kind of couple that stays up super late because we're very intent on getting our 8 hours of sleep every night. So we're in bed by 10:30 max. But, if we feel like we need extra sleep, we're up here and we're taking care of our bodies. Um, did you have any skin changes?
Mm,
I think
I
Tim
think
has.
late. I
Yeah.
think I've had skin changes more as I've gotten older. Yeah, I didn't notice it as much when I was younger.
I noticed Tim has some eczema on his face, and I think that over time, as he's aged, I've noticed it more. Flare ups. I kind of connect some of his flare ups and our daughter's flare ups to gluten. I don't think it's all hooked to it, but I do think I notice his skin being less mad if he hasn't consumed large amounts of gluten. But I know the hormones has seemed to kind of keep it on one level. Like it doesn't get way bad where his like peeling off in giant sheets. And now
It
it's
doesn't peel in
yeah,
giant
it's
sheets.
it's a lesser reaction because hormones are protective, even especially well, for both sides, men and women. It's protecting his brain, my brain, our skin, our organs, and it's protecting males against, excuse me, prostate cancer. Hormones are protective for males' prostates. It actually encases, it helps all the organs stay very fluffy, very healthy for long life, quality of life. Do you think men like to talk about this subject?
No.
No. So don't be surprised when your husband's like, what? You're crazy. He did not get on hormones as fast as I did. We kind of pushed him to the back. One, he's a guy. He's a real guy. He doesn't like to mess around with this stuff. But he also saw the quality of change that I had replacing my hormones. The more research I did, the more reading. Then, we talked about it. We're married. So, meaning we need to have a quality relationship. It doesn't mean that since I'm 51 and he's 53,
No.
2,
No.
4.
Gonna be 55.
54, gonna be 55. Doesn't mean that we just want to sleep every night. It doesn't have anything to
No.
do with that. It, we want to have the same kind of relationship that we would have if we were 30 or 35. Um, Age doesn't come into the picture if you're balanced. And so, do you think it's easier to come up, with your wife at night and go to bed and have activities on hormones or off?
Much easier on than off.
Right. Is it easier to maintain like a working relationship when you're at work? Your brain is a little more, balanced. You don't get as pissed as well, or with your children.
Um, yeah, I think the mood swings are a lot less. I still have them occasionally, but unfortunately, I think over years of not having hormones, you can train yourself into a um, bad area of control sometimes, and you get used to not controlling your emotions as well, and it just seems to be a little easier to slip. And I've noticed that since I've been on the hormones that doesn't happen nearly as often, and it's a lot easier to control when it does. So yeah, I
Yeah,
like it a lot
I
better.
do too. And as the wife, I can say that I notice emotional control is much faster and easier to obtain on hormones. Not, I mean, just me looking at him and our interaction in life, and for me, hormones for me, I'm not on the floor crying or having a heart attack over something that's like a simple everyday exchange, and I or getting so mad that I want to get into a fist fight. That's my famous saying, I want to get into a fist fight back in the day or whatever. Now it's just kind of a joke. I'm in a, I need a fist fight. I need to punch or whatever. But I really did feel like that before hormones. Like I was like, oh. And that, not just towards him, towards everything, everyone. I would just get so blinding mad. And then you don't sleep, and it was just like a perfect storm. And everyone thinks, Tim's weight did change.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was a 34 before he went on hormones, and now you're probably a 30, 31.
Yeah, something like that.
And he does not exercise like I do. It's much easier for guys to titrate their weight when the testosterone is evenly maintained. The weight, he didn't have a lot of weight. It was just mostly little front gut weight, but it just came right off with little to no effort. He is an active guy at work, so he doesn't sit at a desk, so that is way in his favor. But still, the girls have the harder course that needs more physical activity if you've gained weight through menopause to get those extra pounds off. But guys, I'm telling you, a little bit of hormones goes a long way to maintain sexual function, drive, your body weight, feeling good, having good, healthy mental health. Don't be afraid of the subject.
More clarity.
More clarity. I like that. I feel the same way. More clarity. I feel much calmer. I like sleeping. I don't want to say I only sleep 4 hours and then consider that a normal course of action for our age group. It isn't normal. That's just because of our toxic burden and the body's draining itself of hormones. You need progesterone to sleep tight, and that's what sleeps us tight. Men need their testosterone and their muscles going around, and it helps them sleep tight too. There is just so much research and so much scientific evidence that sleep is the ultimate game changer in long life and very healthy quality life. Why do you think the young sleep like rocks and they sleep for 12 hours? It's because they're growing. The brain is still growing till they're 25, and they're in that deep repair mode. They sleep so super tight. I used to sleep like that too. Did you?
Can't remember.
20s, come on.
Yeah, probably. I'm sure I did.
I know I did. I can remember sleeping 10 hours without even winking an eyeball. I'm thinking it was the greatest thing on earth. But it doesn't, on the backside of life, things change at a rapid pace. If you're not, plugging the holes, supplement. What you're not getting out of your food, get it out of your supplements. Your hormones, check them, get a functional doctor. It's also kind of like getting a honeymoon jolt. It's like, oh yeah, well, we used to act like that when we were first married. But you know what? I'm having a good time acting like that in this age category. It's fun. It's energizing. It's life. And we're having a quality of life. And I think we're keeping up with the 11-year-old much better with hormones. Okay. Thank you, Tim, for coming on my channel.
You're
and
welcome.
You guys, love you guys. Subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get notified of the videos that we upload And maybe we'll upload some more videos if I can think of other topics to talk about. Because there's all kinds of stuff that married people can talk about that's informative, functional, and entertaining. Bye.